Be it the masculine, be it the feminine, both of them are going to experience the dark nights. And if the dark nights are not going to happen, then they will also not learn the key lessons, or they will not advance properly. I'm going to talk about why do people go through dark nights, especially those people who are on this journey, and how you can make the most out of it, learn the most out of it, and change your life for the better, so that next time whenever it happens to you, or if in the past if it has happened to you, you know that that was a dark night phase and this is the result of it. So let's get started. Dark nights of the soul are basically happening whenever you are going through a major shift in your life. So just before this shift happens, you're going to go through a phase of dark night. Now sometimes what happens is that the dark night is going on and people don't want to observe it fully. They're scared of it. So what will happen is that some part of the dark night will take place, the remaining will happen again. That is why you have this runner chaser dynamic. That is why you have so much to and fro going on in the twin flame journey. But how does it feel like when the dark nights happen? Sometimes the dark nights can also be like sickness. They can be like disease. For example, you have fallen sick and you have some sort of a fever, some sort of a flu, and it's going on for like 10 days. For 10 days you have a bad cold, or you have a bad flu, or you have a bad cough, or you have some sort of stomach problem going on, and it's like ongoing. It's like so long and so difficult. Now you could be thinking that it's a disease, but sometimes a dark night also is like a disease, because the effect happens on all over your body. So as long as the dark night is going to stay, it will make you uncomfortable, it will make you uneasy, it will make you very frustrated, it will make you very sad. It will give you all those painful feelings that you don't want to have, that you don't want to go through. Now, I am always promoting singularity, I'm always promoting unity, because I feel that the more we discuss duality, the more we discuss separation, the more we discuss problems, the more we are going to see it. Once you understand that you are going through certain problems, you are not able to wake up in the morning, you know that you otherwise have a lot of energy, but you don't have the energy, you feel very lethargic, you feel very lazy, you feel like dying. A dark night is like dying a death, dying many deaths. I have said this in one of my other videos also. If you're working with other people, if you're hanging out with family, everyone would get a sense that something is not right with this person, because that's how the dark night makes you feel. It makes you feel so disgusted that the feeling of disgust, the feeling of pain, the feeling of suffering is at its peak. And that's the time you cannot think about solutions, you cannot think about something good that's happening in your life. You are going to be blind towards your blessings. Dark night can also be seen as a comfort zone, a very uncomfortable comfort zone. Comfort zones are never comfortable actually. They are just places and areas where we escape into, where we hide into. So from the exterior, for some people, and even the person who's going through a dark night would feel that, it's all fine, my life is going on. But that feeling, that hollowness, that emptiness, that breathlessness, that fear, most importantly, the dark night is about fear. The fear is going to keep repeating in your head like a mantra, And if you're going to keep repeating something like a mantra, like a chant, you're only going to see the physical manifestation of it in your life. So you may want to avoid it completely, you may want to escape from it, you may want to give it a label of disease or sickness or blah blah blah, you're going to the doctor, but nothing is working out. So that's how a dark night would feel like. I have felt that every time I had a dark night, I was so sick that I was almost on the verge of dying. I literally felt that I'm gonna die. And slowly and gradually, when I started understanding that our thoughts create diseases, and one of my favorite books is You Can Heal Your Life by Louise L. Hay. It's one of the most amazing books that she has written about how chronicle thought patterns produce diseases on your body, and really fatal diseases also, like cancer. And she herself had cancer, and she recovered from cancer just by changing the way she used to think, so I figured out that this type of a flu that's making me feel like I'm gonna die, my blood pressure has dropped down, I'm not in my senses, I'm feeling so weak, I cannot get up. What the fuck is happening? Like, this doesn't look like flu. And when you go deeper and you do certain exercises, you do certain techniques, instantly that work. I'm not talking about tools where you have to go away for a certain number of days and then it will work. No, I'm talking about things that work instantly. So just the way you take a medicine or a pill to cure your disease, something in your mind which is positive, which is more powerful, which is more than your dark night, which is far more energetic, far more enthusiastic, far more loving, far more compassionate than the dark night feeling, can literally bring you out of it in no time. So you need to figure that out for yourself. Now, very important thing is how to make the dark night worth it. Whether you're in the first wave, second wave, or third wave, or whether you're in the union, like a permanent union, and you know that even people who are in a permanent union have to work on their issues on a regular basis. You may see in your twin flame that, okay, this thing about my twin flame is so annoying, so irritating, it's like so sickening. But when you go through your dark nights, or when you're treated badly by other people, that's the time you realize that my bullshit, your bullshit, your perception about your twin flame was probably far better, much better than what you are dealing with at the moment. So dark nights can give you a lot of scope, they can give you a lot of place, a lot of material, a lot of research material to study, to understand, to analyze, and therefore get out of it in a way that it's a permanent change. So for a lot of masculine energies who have been making vlogs about the dark nights, they have been mentioning that the process of letting go of their ego was the dark night for them, or is the dark night for them, and it's not easy. It's very difficult for them. They are having a lot of issues, and they're also vlogging about it, they're also sharing it, which is a good thing. But for the divine feminine, because both of them are going through dark nights on a different time zones, so it's always normally the divine feminine that goes through a dark night first, then it's followed by the divine masculine, because the divine masculine is normally the logical brain. So the logical mind always wants to escape from problems, and the emotional mind, the feminine mind, always likes to linger on, because she's so emotional, right? So one person is going to shed the ego, the other person is going to collect the ego that's needed. Now I'm going to tell you one thing, that yes, we talk about being egoless, but having the right kind of self-respect and right amount of self-esteem is not ego. So a lot of divine feminines actually start figuring out that they've become self-loving. A lot of divine feminines learn by experience, they learn by practical understanding of life, that they have been putting themselves behind and they've been keeping themselves in the back burner, and that's simply because they don't have that type of self-respect for them. And it's because of the dark nights they understand that they need to let go of their pieces, of their parts, of their identities, of their like those illusions that make them feel like they are not important enough. And for the divine masculine, he understands that he has been placing his importance way too up there, and it's not normal. So how to make it worth, how to reach to that place of power, how to be that person who lives in singularity, who is completely unified. So the masculine and feminine energy is not always like, it's reflecting in certain people, in certain places, in certain situations, which means that people, place, and situations do not mean that you have certain things in your life. those things are actually inside of you. So the masculine and the feminine energy, the balance of masculine and feminine, the integration of masculine and feminine is actually happening within you. It's inside of you. You are the masculine, you are the feminine, you are the twin flame, you are the cake. You know, your partner is the cherry on top of the cake, but you are the cake. You are the cake, you are the cake, you are the cake. And you can also be the cherry, you know, because you are the person who is initiating it, who is bringing it in your life. And the only way you can make most out of the dark night is by not escaping it. Feel it, guys. Feel the pain, feel the suffering. People who avoid pain, the feeling of pain, that heavy feeling in your heart, that heavy feeling, that dark feeling, that hollowness, that emptiness, you know, you don't like anything, you're not happy anywhere, you're just like a zombie, you know, you're just like a zombie, you're smiling, but within you're like, you want to cry literally, you just want to cry out, you know, you want to weep. So all of these things that happen, the dark night, the feeling that dark nights give you, don't escape it. Don't look for a band-aid, you know. Don't look for something to cover it up. The more you're going to cover it up, the more you're going to look for a band-aid, the more you're going to hide it, the more you're going to pretend that it's all right, the more it will suck you in. And sometimes the dark nights can be really long, guys. They can be really long. I'm sure you wouldn't want to feel like shit for such a long time, and you would not even know why it's happening. You would keep thinking, like I said, it could be a disease, it could be a financial crisis, it could be just, you know, being in a bad relationship, whatever, you don't know. But it's actually something that's happening inside your soul. Your soul is advancing, it wants to advance, it wants to go up, it wants to die. Like, it doesn't want all those parts that's pulling it down on a regular basis, you know. So it's going to make you feel like you're dying many deaths. But you need to accept it. You need to accept death. If you're not going to accept death, you cannot live your life. Life and death are, you know, two sides of the same coin. They are not any separate from each other. And that's why our breathing, we inhale and we exhale. Everything in the planet that's going on is a symbolic of life and death being the same thing. So if you're going to keep running away from pain, running away from death, running away from problems, you're going to be like spending a lot of time just doing that, feeling totally wasted. That's one side of it. The second side of it is too much indulgence in the bad feeling. Like thinking about the bad feeling, analyzing it too much, you know, questioning it, not letting it go, you know, purposely taking the pain in, purposely taking the suffering. And I'm again giving you all these perspectives because I try to be, you know, talking from the singular point. What the divine feminine is going to do to, you know, waste her time indulging into the pain, that's also not the right way to do it. Accept it, feel it totally. This is the technique, guys, this is the practice. Feel it totally, feel it fully, and then let it go. Now then don't talk about it, then don't discuss it, don't feel bad about it, don't be like, oh, I'm so sad, I'm so miserable, my life is like this. You gotta change the way you talk. You gotta change your thinking, you gotta change your thought patterns. You're not supposed to be the same person. That's why the dark night is happening in the first place. And if you're going to continue the same things, the same old behaviors, the same old fears, the same old, you know, patterns, then what's gonna happen? You're going to get more of it. I don't want to scare all of you, but I'm telling you, you will meet people, you will be in situations, you will be going to places where more of this will be given to you. So there is no escapism and there is no indulgence. And to make the most out of it, to make it work, understand why the dark night is there and then release that feeling. First, accept that feeling totally, okay? 100%, and then release it fully. Inhale and exhale it fully. And then start a new chapter. Start a new story, write a new story. It doesn't matter who is there with you or not there with you. The story would be written, it's already been written, and you are going to keep writing it. The story will go on. The show must go on, you know. and understand you are the twin flame energy yourself. Twin flame is energy. All those people who feel that twin flame is like this, like that, should look like this, my twin flame should be having a body like this, or a car like that, or an accent like that, or personality like that, you guys are totally wasting your time. Because the twin flame has already been decided. It's a divine journey. The twin flame journey is a pre-decided divine journey. It's not a karmic journey. That's why all the karmics who come in your life, they actually show that to you. So your twin flame 100% loves you the most, unconditionally, cannot do without you, is thinking about you every day. Even if you don't believe it, or even if you don't like to think about that person, if you are any of the one, like either you're going to be running away from that person's thought, or you're going to be chasing that person's thought, but both the cases you are actually hooked on to that person. Jealousy is the worst thing that can happen on a twin flame journey. Competition with your twin flame is going to lead you nowhere. Nowhere. Trust me. It will put you into worse places. And when the dark nights happen, because there is some sort of a time difference in the dark nights, like when it starts slowly and gradually, even they start subsiding, and they start coming together, and the timelines match. That will also happen. So before you understand singularity, and before you understand yourself, that phase will also come. So you would totally know that now I am going through a dark night, soon I would be empowered, soon I would be absolutely free, and the other party would be going through the dark night. You would know that, by experience. So I want to sum this up and say that dark nights are actually tools. They are your friends. They are something that can take you up, but you need to just understand it properly. Once you understand the reason behind the dark nights, once you understand the core problem, the core feeling, then you can overpower the dark night. Once you overpower the dark night, you are going to be a new person, because now that person is dead and a new person has appeared. And it will keep happening. It will keep on happening. This is a journey. At one point in time, obviously, the dark night cannot consume you, because it's almost like timing. First you would probably take 3 months to get over something. Then the time will reduce. You will take 2 months. Then you will take 1.5 months, 1 month, 20 days, 10 days, 5 days, 4, 3, 2, 1 day. One day you have a really strong dark night. And gradually and slowly you will come to the state where you would know that your dark night cannot, or that feeling called dark night cannot overpower you for more than 5 minutes. It will even reduce from that. But then there is a lot of work you need to do. You cannot be overpowered by your fears. So in the world of duality, there are 2 ways that people normally try to handle fear. The first way is fight the fear. The second way is flight. Fly away from the fear. So fight and flight is normally the dynamics that people are indulged into when it comes to handling a dark night, because a dark night is fear. It is like this really strong, very chronicle sort of a fear-based thought that's going to come to you, and it's going to haunt you, and it's like it's going to be repeating itself in your mind, like it's going to be telling you that you are so shitty, you're so unlucky, you don't deserve this is not going to happen to you, blah blah blah. Or it will start showing some sort of a movie, some sort of a movie will play in your head, and that movie is going to like put you in such a bad spot. That's how a fear is like. Fear is literally like you lose oxygen, you lose your focus, you lose your peace of mind. You just have to observe it. You just have to breathe it in, breathe in the pain, breathe in the suffering, and understand it. Take it like like a feeling that it could be heavy, it could make you feel like breathless, or it could scare you, but just take it in and then release it. That's it. So maybe it's sounding really easy right now, but I understand whenever there is a situation of dark night, at that point in time it's very difficult. But it's obviously with practice and with mastery and with focused attention, you are going to learn that the dark night is also created by you. So you are the one who's giving powers to those fears, and you are the one who are doing all those useless things to avoid the fear or to indulge into the fear. So it's up to you. You are the creator of your life, you're the creator of your reality. It's totally up to you, what you want to create. You need to come into the balance. You need to understand that life is in the middle of everything. That's why this journey is so important, because from duality you are supposed to go to singularity. So use duality to go to singularity. So once you are on this path, from duality to singularity, you would know that your life is just gonna go, it's gonna just flow, it's gonna flow, totally flow. And it's all about perspective. If you bring a change in the perspective, then you will see other perspectives also. And when you see all the other perspectives, that's the time, that's the moment you're going to understand that it's you who is also putting yourself in all these problematic situations. So you don't need to do that anymore. You will have challenges, you will have problems. I'm not saying your life is going to be like so boring. A life without problems and challenges and something to deal with is also boring, but you're going to be dealing it from a different perspective. So there's a very nice documentary that you can watch. It's called The Hero's Journey. I think I saw this documentary in 2016. In 2016, in the month of May, I realized that most people who are going through these type of challenges and these types of problems are not able to understand what to do. So that's all for now, guys. I'm really happy that you're here and you're doing all of this inner work. You are actually a true hero, and that's why you must know about the hero's journey. You are a true hero, you're a true champion, and there are lots of things that people do on the planet, but finding out who you are and trying to be who you really are, not the charade, not the layers, and not all the masks that people put on. When you are actually stepping out as who you truly are, then you're doing the real thing in the world, and you become the real deal. If you are going through a dark night, then know that this dark night is going to pass, and when it passes, whatever it teaches you, keep that lesson with you. Don't lose the lesson. Alright, I love you a lot. Enjoy yourself, be happy, and may you progress a lot. May you just keep progressing. And there's no stopping to your progress.